Hello, and welcome back to another episode of The Daily O, sponsored by Firo Pizza. I'm Griff McClellan. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Just hours ago, the House passed the $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill. The bill includes $300 a week in unemployment, and there is going to be a $1,400 stimulus check that is capped at incomes of $75,000 a year. And there will also be an additional tax credit for children up to $3,600. The bill was passed with a vote of 220 to 211 without a single Republican vote, and with one Democrat voting no. In a statement, Joe Biden celebrated the passing of the bill and said he would sign it into law on Friday. Texas is no longer under a statewide mask mandate. Health officials warn it's too soon to relax restrictions, as new COVID-19 variants continue spreading across the country.
Texas is fully reopened this morning and its mask requirement expired. Despite the state restrictions being lifted here in Houston and elsewhere, restaurants like this one called Pico's aren't changing a thing. The owner says most people have been following its requirements, but a few people took to social media threatening to call immigration to check on the green cards of restaurant staffers. "Y'all deserve ice," read one message. As some states loosen restrictions, the director of the CDC warns following a year of virtual learning, public school students in Los Angeles may return to in-person classes in mid-April. This after the district reaching an agreement with the teachers union. Starting Monday, the final 3 states will allow teachers to get vaccinated. And in Rhode Island, officials are hoping to get all of its teachers at least a first dose of vaccine by the end of the month. With 3 coronavirus vaccines at hand, nearly 13% of the U.S. adult population is fully vaccinated. Alaska making the vaccine available to all residents over 16. As more Americans become fully vaccinated, the CDC recommending they hold off from traveling for now. This cautious guidance as health experts fear new variants could become a problem, even with the rate of coronavirus-related deaths and hospitalizations falling across the U.S.
The CDC discussed loosening travel recommendations in its guidance for fully vaccinated Americans, but decided against it. Health experts suggest that this could change as more people become fully vaccinated. Earlier this week, Oklahoma announced that it is entering Phase 3 of COVID vaccinations. In Phase 3, students over 18, anyone working in education, restaurant workers, retail workers, and construction workers are all eligible in this phase of the vaccine. This includes OSU students. Students can schedule a vaccine at uhs.okstate.edu, where they are currently scheduling vaccination appointments for March 31st. UHS distributes Pfizer vaccines, and they are given in 2 doses 3 weeks apart. You can also still schedule your vaccination if you are a part of Phase 2 according to the state's plan. To get ready for your appointment, you can find more information at uhs.okstate.edu, where you will be able to schedule, get more info, and print out the forms you need for your appointment. OSU also just announced yesterday that there will be an in-person commencement ceremony for the class of 2021 and 2020 graduates at Boone Pickens Stadium on May 7th and 8th. Each graduate is given up to 8 tickets for guests to attend the ceremonies. The ceremonies will be socially distanced with only groups of up to 4, and masks and social distancing is required. You can register to attend the ceremony on the registrar's website, as well as claim your tickets for the event. If you'd like to get more details or find out about the severe weather plan, head to commencement.okstate.edu. Next, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Josh Weisel has the weather. Stay tuned.
superstar.
The end of the practice is when we do all of our intensity drills.
Okay.
She was going at it.
Stop. If we get them to Detroit by, let's say Monday the 15th. Right there. There we go. Yeah. Just, you can't.
Don't want to talk about it.
When you see the water tower, you're gonna make a right.
If we win this, is the one way to get to the playoffs. I know.
All right, welcome back, folks. I'm Joshua Weisel here in the Ocala Storm Studios. We've got a lot to talk about coming up through at least Sunday. We do have the potential for some severe weather. Starting with my weather headlines for this week. Warmer temperatures, spring-like conditions today, the rest of the week. And with those spring-like conditions, it's going to bring spring-like thunderstorms. Some could be strong to severe, like I mentioned. And we're also going to be talking about preparing for those storms coming up. Starting with this evening and tonight. So right here, I have this area outlined in yellow with a little bit of a warning box. This isn't meant to scare you. This is just to let you know there is a potential that maybe over the next couple of hours, we could see pop-up thunderstorms. Some could be strong, mostly with just gusty winds anywhere from 45 to maybe 55, 60 miles an hour, and some hail anywhere from penny to quarter size. Now, not all of us are going to see this, and it's not likely we're going to see widespread activity. It could be west of us, north of us. We could see nothing at all. It's just something to be aware of. But going into the overnight hours, we're going to see partly cloudy to partly clear skies. And then for your commute tomorrow to class, we're going to see maybe a few areas of some pop-up showers, across the area. But it's less likely that we're going to see a lot of rain activity. Better rain chances look to be tomorrow afternoon into the evening. So moving on. There we go. So this afternoon and evening, this orange line right here, this is a dry line, and just west of it, we have some severe fire conditions. But east of it, we have warm temperatures with our high of 81 today, and we're seeing moisture continuing to rise into the 60s with dew points. That being said, we have a likely area for the potential of maybe a few pop-up showers and storms. Some of these, like I said, could be strong. Less likely just to the west of our area. Again, looking at some of the models, it looks like we could see a few pop-up showers and storms, but not all of us is going to see this. Like I said, there's a chance that we may not even see any storms, but we're going to definitely see a chance for some widespread showers and storms as we head later into the weekend. So here's the severe weather outlook for today. I'm going to step over here so you can see marginal risk. So this is the lowest severe weather risk that the Storm Prediction Center issues. It is 1 out of a scale of 1 to 5. We have a better risk up north, and again, that's for some showers and storms. Some of them could be strong, but not all of them. We're not anticipating widespread severe weather, just to ease any fears or anxiety over this. Nothing major to expect with this. And moving on, just to lower any fears, like I said, tornadoes really are not a chance with any storm that we're going to see tonight, maybe even to tomorrow either. Wind is low, but also we do have the chance. Hail looks to be the primary threat. We have some elevated conditions, and when you have a rising motion, that usually means that hail is going to be the primary threat with a lot of these storms. So moving on, here's tomorrow's outlook. They changed it, so now it includes Stillwater, once again in areas to the north and northeast. This does include Miami, as we say here in Oklahoma, and Tulsa. This is once again for some gusty winds and some hail, low threat, 1 out of 5. And as we head into Friday, this is when the better chances for severe weather start to increase. So we have a 1 and a 2 out of 5 risk for our area. As you can see, it kind of splits Payne County. This is for the potential for maybe some large hail, some gusty winds up to about 60 miles an hour, and potentially a spin-up tornado, but that chance looks to be low, just to ease any fears. Stay tuned for that update on Friday with my forecast. We'll give you the latest details. And then again on Saturday, we have another severe weather risk, and this is just a taste of what is to come with spring. We usually see these multiple day severe weather threats during springtime. Slight 15% chance for a large portion of Oklahoma could see this. This is a different type of outlook by the Storm Prediction Center. These are usually not issued quite that often. These are for days out of the days 1 through 3 that you typically see, but we're not in the rare outlook of 30%. Same for Sunday. We're going to see that mostly for areas to the east. So we have a severe weather risk today all the way through Sunday, so we're keeping a close eye on that. Stay tuned for more. So here's preparing for the storm. Stay weather alert. Make sure you have a way to receive warnings coming up in the next couple of days. Check back for forecast updates with me right here on the Ocali. And you can also follow my website, weather225.com. We have the latest forecast, radar, and more. All right, so I'm going to rush through the allergy index. As I said, if my voice sounds raspy, and I've been talking about this for the past couple of shows, allergy index, tree pollen is ridiculously high, and that is going to be an issue. Hopefully we see some relief with this next system. All right, so here's a look at my 10-day forecast. I'm going to step out of the way real quick. Again, stay weather alert today through Sunday. Again, we have a few chances for some severe storms off and on all the way through Sunday. Take a look at your St. Patrick's Day forecast. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. Partly sunny conditions and a high of 62. Low chance for maybe a few showers and storms. Rain chances return once again on Wednesday. And it looks like we're going to have a pleasant end of the week next week with sunny skies and a high of 73. Check back for forecast updates on Friday, but stay tuned for sports coming up right after this.
Welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Connor Bergen here at the Sports Desk, ready to get you caught up on all your sports news. Starting off, we gotta talk about basketball, specifically the Big 12 tournaments that are about to start for the men and women's teams. The men will be playing West Virginia in the first round of the tournament tomorrow, bright and early. Make sure you wake up 10:30 a.m. Freshman Cade Cunningham was honored with Big 12 Player of the Year and Big 12 Freshman of the Year. And get this, he joins elite company who have also done this feat. Former Cowboy Marcus Smart, former Longhorn Kevin Durant, and former Jayhawk Michael Beasley. The women's team's tournament will get underway Friday night with another Bedlam game against OU. There are plenty of awards for the program this year. Coach Jim Littell was given Big 12 Coach of the Year for leading his team to its best record in years, and senior Natasha Mack was given a trio of honors, being named the Big 12's Defensive Player of the Year and being named to both the Big 12's first team and all defensive team. Other players on the team that were honored were Jamie Asbury, who was named to the All Big 12 second team, and Lexi Keys and Taylon Collins to the All Freshman team. The Oklahoma State baseball team was in action yesterday in Tulsa against Oral Roberts and continued their hot start to their season. They won easily 5-0 behind a dominating performance from pitcher Justin Campbell. Campbell is now 2-0 on the season and set a career high in strikeouts with 14. The Cowboys will be back in action this Friday, hosting a 3-game series against Vanderbilt at O'Brate Stadium. Let's hope the weather holds up for that one. The softball team's games against North Texas was postponed later this month, but pitcher Carrie Eberly picked up her second consecutive Big 12 Pitcher of the Week. Moving now away from Stillwater, the NFL offseason is gearing up to be a crazy one. The leagues have already announced that the salary cap will be down 8%, a $16 million drop compared to last season. This drop will leave many teams even worse off in terms of money than before. The franchise tags have been flying for many teams. Some of the highlights in this list is Chris Godwin from the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Allen Robinson from the Bears, who many teams thought might be available in Chicago. Justin Simmons from the Broncos will stay put, along with Marcus Williams on the Saints. On the opposite side of things, many big names have been cut in efforts to save money against the cap. The Bills have cut John Brown. The Saints have been busy in their plan to fix their cap woes, releasing both Emmanuel Sanders and Quan Alexander. And also the Titans have released Malcolm Butler. Free agency will continue to get busier, with teams deciding against using the franchise tag. Players like Kenny Golladay, Hunter Henry, Carl Lawson, and Bud Dupree will all hit the open market. One player many thought would not be signed was Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, but it was announced Dak and the Cowboys have agreed on a 4-year, $160 million deal. Dak has been seeking a big extension for a couple years now after playing under the franchise tag. He finally gets paid, and the Cowboys make this move, backing him as their elite quarterback going forward. It has been almost 1 year now since COVID halted the first NBA game in between the Utah Jazz and Oklahoma City Thunder. This game from NBA's first positive test from the Jazz's Rudy Gobert. When it was announced the league went on a 2-week break, the break quickly grew to over 20 weeks until the NBA bubble was formed in Orlando. Many players since then have contracted the virus and have all had different experiences with the virus's effects. Many players lost family members because of this pandemic. It has not been easy for anybody involved. Players have also spoken about their experiences fighting the virus, with many players saying quarantine was horrible and that they didn't wish it on anyone else, especially if the person with COVID has really severe symptoms. The league has battled this year with trying to get through the season as smoothly as possible, but even then there have been bumps in the road. But nevertheless, the league has gone on and will resume the second half of the season starting tomorrow. Les Miles, who was suspended indefinitely for his conduct while head coach of LSU by Kansas, has been officially let go from Kansas on Monday. The Kansas athletic director, Jeff Long, who conducted the investigation of Miles' case, has been fired effective immediately. Long has been the AD since 2018. Miles will still be investigated on those allegations. We will update you when more information becomes available. Now, before we let you go, we have to show you this clip that went viral 8 years ago in the NBA. Now, Brandon Knight, welcome to the NBA. That is your Kodak moment being posterized by the Los Angeles Clippers' DeAndre Jordan. This was one of the biggest plays throughout social media and is still a legend today. Look at that. Put that on a poster and you sell that on Amazon, you're going to get some big money for that, all right? That is beautiful. There's no other way to deny that right there. Look at that. Cocks it back right over him. Welcome to the NBA, young rook, as the veterans would say in the NBA. Yeah, Caron Butler. Woo! Yeah, DeAndre Jordan, that's a nasty dunk right there, buddy. But thank you for tuning in for our show today. Make sure to follow us on social media at @TheDailyO_TV. You can also watch our show on Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, Roku, and on Suddenlink Channel 112. We'll see you back here on Friday for The Daily O. I'm Connor Bergen. Go Pokes.
The Daily O is brought to you by Firo's Fire-Kissed Pizza.
Hi, I'm Will Joyce, the Mayor of Stillwater. As mayor, it's my responsibility to help develop plans for a variety of resident needs, including roads, emergency services, and utilities. Some of those services are paid for with federal money that the government distributes to states and communities based on Census Bureau data. This is your tax money coming back to our community, but if you or your household aren't counted, we lose nearly $1,200 per person to places like Texas, Kansas, and Arkansas. So help bring that money back to local communities by filling out the 2020 census. This year, it's easy to do. You'll receive a postcard in March 2020 with a unique code for your address. Using that code, simply go online, call, or request a paper copy of the census and fill it out. I want to make sure that you and your whole household are counted in the 2020 census. It's important not just to Stillwater, but to all of Payne County.